Hi folks, watercolour today, or this morning anyway. Right, now I know some people struggle with keeping their paints moist, and I've got this Stay Wet palette. It's a Masterson, it's American. I've had it for years and years and years. Take the lid off, and I don't know whether many people bother to use it as a Stay Wet palette, but they're my paints, my watercolour paints. Instead of the membrane being underneath, I've got this damp piece of toweling, and it keeps the paint. I haven't used them for a couple of days and they're all still nice and moist. They don't dry out. You can use a Ziploc bag, depending on the size of your palette. Mine's quite a sort of a fairly large palette. Another one there. But in a Ziploc bag, you can give it a bit of a spray, or you could even put a bit of toweling in, something like that. Costs virtually nothing, £1, if that. Very effective. Buy a pack of 5. I got these on eBay. I've got another Stay Wet palette. Now this, if I was really going to use a lot of acrylic, I would use a membrane on top of that toweling. I'll put more toweling in. As you can buy membranes for this Masterson palette, which are very good. So I'll take it out, and there we are. I will be drying paper. This is the Winsor & Newton £90 rough. I think it's rough. I've still got a pack, a few sheets left in it. This is the Ken Bromley Art Supplies Ken Bromley rough, £90 rough. It's Winsor & Newton. It's a very good paper, even though it's only £90. It's a pure white. The Saunders I've been using of late is slightly yellowed. One I did a couple of days ago was this one. I called it sort of Rocks on a Lake. I don't think I made a very good job of that. It's a bit muddy. This is on the Fabriano £130, which is a good practice paper, but it does tend to go muddy if you're not careful. So I'll do another version of that, I think. I'll give you plenty of warning when I'm going to hair dry the paper. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the problems I've had with camcorders, largely self-inflicted, I bought this one I'm using now. It's a Canon Legria 506, very good camera. It's got the battery on the outside, which is a bit of a nuisance. Whereas my original Legria 306 has got the battery inside, but it records in MOV file, and I have to compress it to make it suitable for Windows. But this one is MP4, which is perfect. And a couple of days ago I discovered a way of, well, not a way, but the manual as in brochure, the software that goes with it online, how to increase the length of recording time, because the camera was splitting the video after 34 minutes, and it says in the brochure, well, the high definition formats are limited to about 30 minutes, but if you go on the 4 Mbps, the lowest long play format, you can record as much as you like, as long as you like, and it won't split the video. So that's what we're doing now. There's obviously some loss of quality of the picture and the colour intensity, but generally I think it's quite good, and I'm getting some good feedback on it. So here are my colours. I've got this cadmium yellow pale, which I put out the other day. I don't really like it, probably why I stopped using it. It's a bit grey, but the cadmium medium is superb. Cadmium medium, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, night red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, and burnt sienna, my favourite colour. so I probably won't use it. I'll probably scrape it off, having wasted it. I've still got another couple of tubes of it. Right, now it's a very porous paper, this one, so we'll give it a bit of a wet. Not drawing, just straight in. They're Cotsman 21mm tubes for watercolour paints, Winsor & Newton Cotsman. Okay, so that's soaking a little bit. But as it expands, I'll reclip it. But while it's wet, I will get some colour in. So that's a bit of oceano. Where the water's going to go, we'll get some in there. Paper's about 30 degrees, probably slightly less. And let's put in a bit of blue. Right, now we'll add a bit of cloud to that. Light cloud. It's a lovely day today in London, South London. Right, I've got this hake is wearing out now. It's shedding its hair. Just breezing across the top. Okay, that'll do. He says putting more in. A little bit of red, a bit of light red in there. Okay, I quite like that. That's going to dry much lighter. I'll reclip, then I'll give it a hair dry. These don't think that just because it's a £90 paper it's inferior in any way. It's 100% linen. It's cheaper than £140, but look at it, it's fabulous. Right, take your headphones off now, or mute your sound, or fast forward. I'm going to use the hairdryer. Go. Okay, I'll change the hake. I'll use, I've got a new one that Glenn sent me from Hawaii, that he surplus to his requirements. So there we are, I'll put Glenn's name on it. There we are. Thanks Glenn, again. I'm going to put in some background trees now, and for that I'm going to use a bit of Payne's grey, a bit of that cloud colour and a bit of blue. Now because it's a rough paper you have to use it a little bit more water on the brush. not going to go all the way across. Because I'm going to put some foliage behind. So I'm not doing a copy of the one I did just Monday, Tuesday, but similar. Right, okay, that'll do. We're going uphill there, don't we do that? Right, that's about okay. Right. I want to put in some banks. The water's sort of congregated at the bottom of that. What's that? It seems to be picking up a nice bit of colour from the sky. It's very bright in London, South London, lovely day. Cold start, going up to about 13 degrees in London. We're not in London, we're in the outskirts of London, so it'll be a bit cooler. We've had some lovely weather here and there, but I think we had snow not that far away from here. Right, bit of reflection there. Now, going to go into the small Ranson, or the medium hake. Going to give it a bit of a wet. Oh no, I'm not ready for that. I want that to dry off a bit, so I'm just going to put in some nice spanky colour. Oh, I got some burnt umber in there. A bit of shadow. It's quite easy to get soft paint from the Stay Wet palette. Right, so a bit of green. Right, I'll let that dry off a bit. I want to build that side up, and I'm going to come across that background with those trees on the left to make it different from the one I did Wednesday. So let's just put some of that back in here. Right, that'll do. Now that's drying off a little bit, we'll put a bit of dark shadowy colour on top of that, a bit of blue, bit of red. Pretty yellow. Don't want too much sparkling in that shadowy area. Needs to wait for that to dry a bit, and I'll bring this one similar to that but much lower. Bit warm. Okay, let's put in some darker shadowy colours in here. Right, now I'm going to use a rigger just to flick some grasses up. Don't like that. So put something over that. I'm a bit carried away with the thickness of that. Now, still a bit damp that. I'll dry that in a minute, but I've just put in some bit of bushy stuff. Basically a bit of a lightish green. For dark green. So you have to work a bit harder with the rough paper. Right, let's get a little bit of a light sienna. Okay. Right, I need more dark there, so I'm going to dry that off now. Right, ready, go. Okay, it does take some drying, this paper. It's very porous, holds a lot of water. Now we'll put in some darker green, Payne's grey. Now, much darker in there. Bit of shadow. Right. Get my larger rigger. Well, larger, it's not really larger, it's just a chisel, it comes with a chisel. I'll make a sort of a greeny colour there. Alright, I'll put a bit of dry brush in there. Right, a bit darker green, shadowy green. Oh, I quite like that. Right, I think I'll just go and put some trees across the other side. So we'll have a bit of burnt sienna, bit of cad yellow, bit of blue, or a lot of blue actually. I'll show a bit of change of colour in here. Get some shadow in. Right, okay, now we're going to well, that's distant. I've got to put something in here now, so we'll have a rich yellow, green, bit of red in there, blue. Right, get some dark in there. Right, I'm really sort of making this up now. I can lift out I'll dry that and I can lift out a nice swathe of wind ruffle. Right, I'll dry that off now. So taking the phones off, ready, go. Right, I think that's as dry as that's going to be. I'll go put a bit of detail in that. Right, let's get a nice thirsty hake. Oh, let's just lift that out there. Right, now a bit out of here. Keep it nice and clean. Use a little bit of gouache, I think, on that distance. How are we doing for time? 32. We're coming up to 0 hour, 34 minutes. But we know, we have this confidence that the 4 megapixels, whatever they are, will see us okay. Right, we'll give it a signature and then we'll put it in a mount and have a look at it. If you're interested in purchasing any of my pictures, you can follow the link to Etsy on the video of this and on Facebook. Also, if you want to contribute to the expenses of the site, all the materials, you can go onto Patreon, my Patreon channel. Right, let's put that up there. Do we need a bird? Should we have a bird? Yeah, go on. Why not? That's what blobs are for, to do your birds on. I could put a little. I could put a beach across there. Well, sort of a beach. I think I will. It's got a large hake and just a bit of raw sienna. A bit of burnt umber. This probably won't show. Right, let's just have a look and see how that is. I'll find a mount. I'm running out of clean mouse. This is, oh, let's take those off. That's too small, isn't it? Too small. Bigger one. Alright, well there we are. That's I think the horizon's going up a little bit. Well, I'm going down a little bit. Just re-clip it. Quite like that. You're making things up, you're never really sure how you're going to go. So let's put a bit of dark on top of that, just to bring the horizon down a bit. Okay, that should do. Feather that a little bit. think we've gone a little bit high there. Take out some of that. I only wanted just a hint of it to bring the horizon down a bit. No, this is where we shouldn't fiddle. Right, okay, that's not too bad. Right, just straighten that up a little bit. And there we are, another lake scene. Quite like the sky. You can get this effect with the rough papers or the better quality papers. It's difficult to to get that even spread of the paint on the studio quality papers. But you can do it, but it takes a lot of practice. But this is very forgiving. It's lovely for dry brush. As you can see, this even that over the blue background. I'll put the blue in to give some depth. Remember, cool colours like blue greys recede, warm colours, the browns, the reds, come forward to give that aerial perspective. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.